Hi, it's Maggie with Golden Lights Within, and today I just wanted to share a challenge. I think, just kind of giving yourself a little challenge every now and again is good. And this one is about being fearless. So, not in a sense of, right, like doing things that are dangerous, but in a sense of like, okay, there's these people that you want to talk to, these opportunities you want to take, these things that you've been afraid to pull the trigger on. And, there's usually a fear underlying that, like a fear of rejection, a fear of it not working out, a fear of not being good enough, right? Like all of these just kind of things that are just in our mind. They're not even real, which is crazy, that hold us back from taking the, biggest risks in living, and maximizing our experience here, while we're on Earth, right? And so I think that it's a really important concept to think about because, if we continually hold ourselves back, then, it doesn't feel good. Like that feels like kind of just trapped energy, and we may not even know like kind of why we feel off, but I think it's from like not taking the chance on ourselves, not betting on ourselves. And it's like, I think the phrase to keep in your mind, and at least this is what I keep in my mind, it's like, what do I have to lose? Right? Like at the end of my life, is this really gonna matter? Like if this person rejected me, or like I tried this business idea and it didn't work, like no, like I would be more like sitting back at the end of my life and being like, yes, like, I went after it. Like I didn't care what other people thought, I just did what I wanted, to do. Obviously like being a respectful and kind person, right? But like just going after things that are important to you, or things that you want to try, or things that you have an idea about, like just being genuine, just being who you are, and not letting anything else hold you back. Because again, like it doesn't matter. Like if that person, rejects you when you put yourself out there, or doesn't feel it, whatever, like you have nothing to lose. That person wasn't meant for you. You just move to the next one. But if you don't take those chances, what could be on the other side, I guess, is to think about. So I think that the people that are successful and really, move the needle and enjoy their life, they're willing to put themselves out there and take that risk. And I think that fear can really lock you up from just your greatest expression, just being who you are. Because at the end of the day, like, doesn't matter if it didn't work out, right? Like you move to the next one, you always move forward. And so just something that I wanted to share, just something I'm thinking about. So I'm not like doing a challenge as in like, okay, X amount of times a week I need to do something like where I feel more fearless or something like that. It's just more so in the vein of like, if something comes up where, I'm feeling like an urge to do it, obviously it makes sense for my life. It's like within my priorities and values, but I just know I'm holding myself back from fear. That's when I'm going to be like, nope, I'm going to take a step forward instead of taking a step back when that comes up, right? So like, for an example, like, if there's a guy that, I've been interested in and he hasn't necessarily initiated, I'm going to go for it and initiate it, right? And whatever happens, happens. So that's just an example. I mean, obviously, within the realm, like if somebody has like told you they're not interested, you don't just like continue to ask. But I think that, again, just take chances on yourself. If you love yourself, you want to take chances on yourself. You want to give yourself the best, and just really, flipping the script on that fear. Like instead of taking a step back, I'm going to take a step forward. So just trying that, like I think just intuitively when it comes up in your life, it doesn't, I don't think it needs to be, right, a planned, forced thing. I don't think it should be. I just think that when you notice, and only you will know that, nobody else will, right? Like when you truly have just a fear of, doing something or whatever it might be, the difference between that and just it not being aligned with you, so you're not pursuing it. Like only that nuanced difference, and there is a difference. And so I think having time you know, to think about that and just be in tune with yourself when that comes up. And then again, taking a step forward versus taking a step back. And you'll know, because it'll feel right to take a step forward, even if it's a little uncomfortable, versus like if it's just not aligned with you, it wouldn't feel necessarily right to take a next step. So I hope I'm helping out with that nuance, because I know that I've thought about that a lot myself, especially with bigger decisions. So I hope that is helpful, and thanks for viewing the School Nights Within video.